So far, we've analyzed why athletes go broke by their spending habits, but today we're going to look at the behavioral problems that could lead to an athlete going broke. Starting with Deshaun Watson, look at this ESPN article. His attorney responds to 16 lawsuits filed against the Houston Texans quarterback. He messaged girls on Instagram, tried to set up massages, and led to some inappropriate behavior. This is really unfortunate from a guy who had a really bright future. You know, I wasn't there. I don't know if he's guilty or not guilty. I'm not going to speak on that. But he right now is not looking good for his career in the NFL. We're going to check out his career earnings. Almost $190 million if he played out his current contract. He's earned about $41 million, but the big number is the $27 million signing bonus. In this article, they let us know that signing bonuses almost always have to be paid back if the athlete does not perform under the contract. So sure, he's made $41 million so far, but $27 million is from a signing bonus for his next deal. In the way I read it, those next 5 years, he hasn't performed anything for 2021. It probably means that he's got to return that money. So here's a guy that was set to make $200 million endorsements and signing bonus and contract money. And if he was spending money recklessly, then he's going to be in trouble because this is going to be a really expensive learning lesson for him. We have two paths for Deshaun Watson. Either he's guilty or not guilty. First, let's assume he's guilty. If he is, he's going to spend an exorbitant amount of lawyer fees defending himself. With 16 lawsuits, if it does go criminal and it leads to charges, this is going to be really expensive for him. Additionally, he will lose all of his contract money in the future. He will lose his signing bonuses, lose his endorsements. And given that he would be going to jail, I would assume, then it's like he'll never play in the NFL again. So this high income skill that he has will never come back. And so whatever money he has now, which is significantly less than you'd think, if he's been spending it recklessly, then he probably doesn't have much, right? So when he gets out of jail, whatever he has now, that's the money he has for the rest of his life. This is a guy that was on pace to earn more than $200 million. I mentioned it in the Dwayne Haskins video. I kind of looked like a prophet because 6 months later, Dwayne Haskins wasn't making the right decisions. But this is what happens to athletes. A lot of them have their careers cut short for whatever reason. This was not expected. No one knew this was coming. And if it turns out that he is guilty, he's going to lose everything. So now let's assume he's not guilty if that goes that path. It's still going to involve a lot of lawyer fees. It sounds like this is going to criminal trial, and then there's probably going to be civil. I don't really know the law system that well, but I imagine if he's not guilty in criminal, he's still going to have civil cases. I've read some of the lawsuits. It does not look good for him. Some of them are pretty graphic. Do not paint him in a good picture. It's going to be a lot of lawyer fees. And the way I see the legal system, I believe, please help me if I'm wrong here, if he's like gray area guilty, then it's going to involve hush money and it's going to involve payouts. And with 16 women, this could get really expensive for him. So again, it's another instance of losing a lot of money. I can't imagine that endorsement money is going to continue for him given this. I mean, Tiger Woods did everything consensual and he lost all of his endorsements. And you're also facing the risk that no other team wants to hire you, right? You don't want the stink of this incident if people seem to think you're guilty. So that's a very lose-lose situation, something that Deshaun, like if you're a professional athlete, why are you even putting yourself in this position? For the longest time, I never understood why athletes paid for fun outside of their relationship, but now I totally understand why. It's clear, it's consensual, there's no gray area, you don't even put yourself in position to get in trouble like this. Next is Isaiah Wilson, a promising young offensive lineman out of the University of Georgia, was drafted first round and is now basically out of the league. Here's the ESPN article from what happened this week. Charged after high-speed chase in January. He was arrested and charged with multiple offenses after high-speed car chase. Vehicle registered a speed of 123 miles an hour on radar. The chase was called off because it reached dangerous speeds as high as 140 miles an hour. It's unfortunate, but you have an athlete that's in a tailspin down. You see this occasionally. You get the guy that starts making money, just makes the wrong decisions. Here's a tweet from Tom Pelissero. Among the incidents that led to the Dolphins waiving OT Isaiah Wilson, hours late for his physical, late for his onboarding process, didn't show up for voluntary workouts he had committed to Thursday and Friday. Team tried to support him, but now moving on. It's clear that the support was there, but they let him go. No one's going to pick him up. No one wants this kind of headache. Let's check out his career earnings. He was set to earn $11.5 million for the first 4 years of his career. This is a guy that would have been set for life had he played those 4 years and invested his money, but instead you're looking at a guy that made $2 million in his first year. We'll call it $1 million after taxes and expenses. There's going to be lawyer fees involved with this. This is a guy that was probably spending money recklessly. Here you have some video. He was dancing outside of a jewelry store and he was on top of a vehicle with a young woman. It just doesn't seem like smart behavior out of a guy that just signed for $11.5 million. Here's another video of him and the same woman in a car, nice vehicle. They have two people that are look to be more interested in the cell phone and dancing for the phone than actually watching the road, which is quite concerning. The intro of this video, both of them are looking at their cell phone as opposed to the road. So this is a guy that has very questionable behavior. Unfortunately, his career is over. He'll never come back. So here's a guy that was first round pick, gonna earn millions, and career's over. The money's not there. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already spent all of it. And also with Isaiah Wilson, there's this hilarious YouTube video of the draft. He's the girlfriend's hugging him. She's all in front of the screen. The mom was like, no. This is his night. Get up. Oh, no, get up out of here. And that's definitely a different woman than the woman in the other videos. So it looks like they didn't last too long. The money came in and he started going after another woman. What's unfortunate about these athletes is once they start making money, first round pick, they go down to Miami like this young player did, and you start hanging with the wrong people. You can attract the wrong people who want to party, who want to use you for your fame and your access and your money. And some of them are unable to keep their circle tight and not let those influences get into their life. That could be what happened with Isaiah. It's really unfortunate and really prevalent, but that is one factor that can really lead to the downside of your career. And lastly, we have Josh Rosen and Mitch Trubisky, two guys that do not have character concerns, different than the other guys, but they were first-round quarterbacks. Josh Rosen went 10th overall, made $18.5 million, is probably going to be a career backup at this point. Very promising young quarterback, but went to unfortunate circumstances, and I feel like hasn't really been given a fair shot. Went to some terrible teams. Maybe he doesn't have it, but either way, he's made about 18.5. That's plenty of money. Hopefully this guy has invested his money, because that's more than enough for you and your family for the rest of your life. Came from UCLA, probably comes from a good family. But again, these guys, if they spend it the way I show you in the other videos, when you guys are like, Spencer, they're going to sign for $100 million, they'll make plenty of money. Josh Rosen looked like a guy that was going to make $100 million. First round quarterback, big time paydays nowadays. It's not there. He's going to make $850,000 this year and might not be in the league after next year. Trubisky's the same way. Number 2 overall, a guy that endorsement money, contract money, signing bonus, $100 million, $200 million. Deshaun Watson was in the same draft class, a guy that could earn $200 million in his career. He's earned 31, plenty of money. Hopefully he was able to invest it, because his career could be over after next season. It's unfortunate that some of these guys can earn millions of dollars, but through bad spending habits or bad behavioral habits, they end up throwing away their career. It is not enjoyable to watch, but it happens and it's really unfortunate. Thank you so much for watching.